Hey guys, welcome back to the Second Time Lucky Mining channel. In today's video, I'm just going to give you a quick update of the Flux node halvening and how it's been going for me. If you like this type of content, please like the video and maybe consider subscribing to the channel. But enough of plugging my channel, let's jump into the Flux details. I'm not sure if you've been living under a rock or potentially haven't watched any of my previous videos, and I'll leave a link in the video description and tag it at the top. But the Flux node collateral halving started on the 12th of March or potentially the 13th with Cumulus, and then transitioned on the 19th of March for Nimbus, and then Stratus is actually probably the time that this video drops on Monday. And then this whole process would end at the 10th of April. So it's actually amazing to see the amount of nodes that's been stood up, specifically where I am dabbling with Cumulus, where the collateral was 10,000 and all of a sudden there's 1,000. So we've seen the amount of nodes, and I think there's actually 5,000 nodes up at the moment. So it's an amazing figure to see all of that compute resources being put on the network, and that will help hopefully drive the price of Flux in the future. Subsequently, with the collateral halving, the barrier of entry has reduced drastically to stand up one of these Flux nodes. And with that, there's a lot of new people joining the network and standing up nodes, specifically like myself. So I've seen a massive influx in the amount of questions, not only to my channel, but also in the Flux Discord around the typical things that new people would want to know. And hence, this is what this video is about. So I wanted to go and answer some of the typical questions. How many nodes are there? When am I going to get paid? And how much am I going to get paid? So for that, let me jump into the computer and I'll show you guys some of the tools that I use to answer those questions. Alright, so I'm on the computer, and probably the first question people ask the most is, what is the rewards like and how much am I going to get paid? And for that, what I like to do is go to the official Run on Flux page, and I just click on this live data here for the nodes. However, you can just go to this web page or the Flux OS or the Flux dashboard directly. Obviously, because I've clicked on resources, it takes me to the resources, and you can see this massive spike. And that's really where the collateral halving came in, right? But if I wanted to look at how much am I going to get paid, I just click on economics here on the left-hand side, and now it will bring up the economics for the different tiers based on the price of Flux here at the top. So it's very important that all of these calculations are based on the current price of Flux, which is about $1.60. Now, if you look at Cumulus, currently the rewards is about $48 US. So something to note though is if you're using a VPS, you just need to check your own VPS cost. So currently in the calculations it's about $10, which in my case is definitely not accurate. So I think it's a little bit more than that. But you know, obviously if you've got your own hardware, either you're using your own computer or you're standing up dedicated hardware, that wouldn't apply necessarily. Now, this is now where you can see all the different tiers. So currently Cumulus has already halved, same for Nimbus. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Stratus is planning to halve next week or Monday, really, you know, and probably the time that this video publishes. Now, something to note, though, is I've seen these prices come down massively, and that's just because the amount of people standing up nodes, right? So I do expect, specifically in the area that I operate here in Cumulus, that this rewards, which is almost or just below $50, to drop down or halve again. And my reasoning behind that is the ratio between Cumulus and Nimbus collateral, right? So if you can see there, it's 1,000 Flux for Cumulus and then 12,500 Flux. So if I look at the history, and that's sort of what I'm basing my assumptions on, is historically the reward structure between these two was in line with the ratio of collateral, right? So at this point in time, you know, if I stand up 12.5 Cumulus nodes, I would get more rewards compared to one Nimbus. And that I think shouldn't be the case, right? So I do expect this to drop down even more. Okay, so now that we know how much we're going to get with rewards, the next obvious question, and the one that I see probably the most, is when. And obviously hear it a lot where the guys are saying, I've stood up this node and I haven't received payment in the last couple of days. And what you can use to check that's actually two different ways. I'll show you guys both. The one I like is Vlad's one here. So one of the community members created this decentralized app. So I'll leave a link in the video description to this, but what it will show, and here we can actually see 5,001. Oh, there we go. I refreshed 5,002 Cumulus nodes. So this shows the amount of nodes in the various tiers and then the time between payouts. So you can see here for Cumulus, it's almost a whole week to get a payment for one of the nodes. And then for Nimbus, it's almost every 2 days, and Stratus is still less than a day. But I do expect the Stratus payouts to increase drastically, and I'll keep an eye out on this. But what you can then do is if you scroll to the bottom, you can then specify your node IP address, and then it will work out what your payment is. Now, the other way that I actually quite like as well is this parallel asset overview. So this is actually quite nice, and I think one of the community members, or not the community members, one of the Flux team's kids actually created this. So I'll do advise you guys to go and check it out. I think it's pretty cool. It's nice and basic, but gets the job done at the end of the day. So it works on the same principle, but in this case, you just need to specify your node wallet address here at the top. And for me, to test that, I'm just going to go back to the Flux dashboard. And what I'm going to go and have a look at is in the daemon. And then what I'm looking for is Flux nodes. And then I'll quickly want to see the current winner. So I'm just going to use this as a base. So if I just take any of the winners, I'll just specify this one here, and then put that into the node address. And then what it will do is it will actually show you your amount of parallel assets that you can claim. And then on top of that, it will also give you the how far you are in the queue, and then when you're going to get paid. So here you can see this specific address. By the way, this is not my address. This is just the guy that got the last cumulus block. At the end of the day, you can see this is his IP when his rank was, and obviously that's why he got paid. And then you can see he obviously has got multiple cumulus. And then this is the rank that he's currently in, and then the last paid and the next paid. So here you can see it's actually quite nice. So in 14 hours, he's going to get another payment if his node doesn't drop, but that's sort of what you can use. And ultimately, if you just specify your address there, that's the typical information that you can get. So it's pretty cool. It should help you guys to, number one, find out how much am I going to get paid, and then secondly, when I'm going to get paid. That's it for this video, guys. So if you've liked the video, please like it and consider subscribing. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.